What's going on, everyone? My name's Tenebris Infinite, and welcome to my review on the Companions Accessory DLC pack that just came out with the Companions update today. This fresh pack adds a handful of skins, as well as some behavior modules that will be very interesting to get into in this video. So first things first, let's go off and unlock all of the different armor types so that we could check them out here in the game. We aren't going to be doing a comparison of the armors just yet because I'm going to wait until I have the max level of all of the armor types to compare. But for now, we're going to be comparing more so the looks and style of this as opposed to the efficiency. We're more so going to be taking a look at the modules today, as that's what the pack really brings to the offer here. So we're going to be checking out the medic module, the scavenger module, and the spotter module, and talking about the potential pros and cons of each of these modules. And it looks like he's already doing his spotter thing, so if we check out his inventory here, we should see just everything that he's picked up so far. And interestingly enough, he's actually looting the machine set pieces too. Now what I'm curious to see is whether or not he'll go after the body set pieces as well. I feel like he'll just go after the machine ones though. So after following this boyo around for a little bit, I feel like it's almost pretty much confirmed at this point that all he does is loot the machine set pieces. But still, it's a interesting module to attach to your companion. So the pros and cons of this module is that on a plus side, you get to see this really kind of cute animation of the doggo digging up all the resources and stuff. But the con is that the doggo will take absolutely everything from the inventories, and you might not want to be picking up all that junk. As well, the doggo has a kind of small inventory, so that will fill up really quickly as the dog picks up pretty much everything in sight. Now next up, let's check out the medic module. And we're already passively regenerating our health here. We could see animation. The teabag. Why? Why the teabag, man? But either way, you can see the animation when the doggo heals you. And interestingly, it seems like the doggo is just healing for a kind of set amount here, instead of using the individual type of med kit on me. Let's check out his inventory here and see what's going on as he heals us. Let's let ourselves get hurt. And it does seem like he's healing a lot more with the advanced first aid kit too. Surprisingly, a lot more useful and intelligent of a module than I expected in the first place. So let's go over the pros and cons of the medic module here. The pros is that it's an intelligent module that will only heal you up to a certain amount of health, therefore not entirely wasting medkits. But on the other hand, if you aren't paying attention, you could potentially run out of medkits in this module and then go off and try to heal and not get a heal when you need to. But really, honestly, it's a lot better of a module than I expected in the first place. Then for our last module here, we have the spotter. And if this works like the enemy marking skill in the game, then that should be adding a plus 5% damage increase if it's like the level 1 skill. So interestingly, the doggo will not mark the enemy unless if it starts actually engaging him. So let's shoot this tank, and then the tank gets marked. And this is probably the tank's worst day. There we go. So that plus 5% increase of damage is absolutely disgusting. The spotter module is easily one of my favorites from the pack. It's just so incredibly useful having that spotter ability hands-free. The only problem is, and the only kind of small downside, is that the enemy will be spotted for quite a while before the doggo will move on to a new target. And as well, the doggo just kind of picks the target at random, so sometimes the doggo won't be going after the target that you're going after, say, a bigger machine or something like that. But it doesn't change the fact that this spotter module is just a ridiculous amount of power play. Here, let's see if we could just spray this guy to death. And there we go. So, definitely this module is my favorite module, but let's go over the upsides and the downsides. The upside is a massive bonus to your damage, and the ability to spot enemies hands-free. The downside is that the spotting is kind of random, and the spotting lasts for a while. But really, the upsides far outweigh the cons for this one. Now let's go through the armor and the visual cosmetics, and then lastly we'll go through the voice boxes. So for the visual cosmetics, we've got the Grand Prix as well as the purple light on it, and it is a really awesome combination, I think. And the Grand Prix looks a lot better than I expected it to. In the first place, I was a little bit nervous about these skins, but I think that they're actually going to look a lot better here in game than they did even in just their previews. Then we have the Blackfire skin, and it's looking pretty mean, man. I actually really enjoy the Blackfire skin. And a lot of these skins make me think of, like, you know, race cars for some reason, but it looks really good here. Then we have the Neon Light Box with the bubblegum skin, and it's not really my thing, but for other people out there that maybe want a more fantastic looking runner, then this is definitely the skin for them. And lastly, we got the Mecha Monster, which earns bonus points for being an Evangelion reference, but also looks really good with the neon green. So now let's check out the voice boxes that we get with the DLC pack. First off, with the Digidog voice box. Nice. I've got my sound effects cranked way up here, so hopefully they'll be heard loud and clear. But really quickly, let's see what sound we get when we pet the dog. Very nice. I really enjoyed this dog sounding actually like a dog. Then let's go for Speak and Learn. Did he just say hello, friend? Ah! Excellent. Okay. Come on out here, dude. Ha! Okay. And then let's give him a pet.
Hello, friend.
Oh, man.
It's pretty in here.
What the heck? Speak and Learn. Novel. And lastly, let's go with Astrid. Which, you know, I feel like if this was like a Japanese anime or something like that, then totally the Astrid voice would be super fitting. Can't forget to pet the dog, too. Yeah. I definitely think that the Speak and Learn is my favorite so far.
Runner Companion version 1.0.
Nice! But I'll be honest, out of all of the voice boxes so far, I think the modulator might be my favorite. Lastly, let's check out the DLC armor, mostly just for its cosmetics, not so much for its application, as again, we're going to be testing that out in a future video here. But let's start off with the ballistic plate armor, which... Good boy! Hey! No, but in all honesty, I like the ballistic plating. It beefs up your runner just a little bit here. It'll be really interesting to see in the future if these specialized plates are better than the standard plates with their overall protection. Next up, we have the fire retardant, which kind of looks like tinfoil. Let's get our boyo out into the sun here. It totally is tinfoil. That's totally tinfoil, man. But again, I really enjoy how it's like beefing up our doggo friend. The other armor does look really good, but it's just the standard runner armor, whereas with this stuff, it's like something a little bit extra on top. Literally, I guess. And lastly, the concussive plate armor, which is probably the most unique looking armor out of the whole batch here. Even though I think the fire retardant and the concussive plates will be really niche for their uses, they really do look cool. And who knows, maybe having this armor plating on will come in handy for fighting specific types of machines in the future. Now, we do have to talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to this pack, and the major downside to this pack is the price point itself. It's a very expensive pack considering the fact that it's mostly cosmetics with a little bit of functionality thrown in there. The story DLCs are far cheaper than this pack itself, and that's something where I don't quite see eye to eye with the team on their pricing of things. I think that cosmetics should be cheaper than story expansions, and that story expansions should be the things that we really pay money for, whereas the smaller DLCs like this should be the sort of stuff that we enjoy on the side for like $5-6 or something like that. So that is big downside to the pack itself, the fact that it's like almost $10 here in Canadian dollars. But I can't deny the fact that there's still a lot that I really enjoy in this pack. I enjoy the look of the skins and the style that was put into them. I enjoy the armor and, again, the visual look of the armor, and I'm excited to see how effective they are. I enjoy most of the modules except for the looting one, but that's still something that, you know, I don't think is a big problem or downside. The only downside would be the price point and whether or not you have the funds available to pick this pack up. So, in conclusion, I'd say that this pack is totally worth buying if you enjoy the doggo. First off, go through the Making Friends mission, have the doggo, maybe game with the doggo for a little bit and see how that actually feels here in the game, and see if that's something that would then wind up being worthwhile to expand upon. But if you do want to expand upon it, this pack offers a ton of really great cosmetic items, as well as some kind of nifty modules. So, with that, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this will help you with picking up the pack on whether or not you want to buy it. But for now, I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace out.